morning. Oh, we on that tonight.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to another edition of the Jalen Freaking Hurts podcast with your boy, Cool Cat Connor. Here on this podcast, we talk 95% of this guy. By the way, hold on. When I see Nina in the chat, y'all know what I got to do. Hold on with Nina. Sir, here on this podcast, we talk 95% of Jalen Friggs with just a hint of Philadelphia Eagles. Y'all know what we gotta do.
Acknowledge me.
I, Cool Cat Connor, officially acknowledge Jalen Freaking Hurts as my franchise quarterback.
Acknowledge me!
Jalen Hurts, let's see if he can get something going. There's Hurts, he's back. Fire, touchdown! They really came out on fire. Hurts.
He is in such control.
Hurts. What a play by Jalen Hurts! Beautiful throw by Hurts. 3 rushing touchdowns. Give me a little more of that. Boy, that hurts. Boy, did he make magic happen.
Jalen Hurts, number 1.
That really, really hurts.
You know, I wasn't planning on doing the Jalen Freaking Hurts podcast until you know the NFC Championship game, right? I wasn't planning on talking Jalen Freaking Hurts until something breaks about him, right? Because Jalen right now is spending time with his lovely bride, Bray, right? Probably working out, right? He's probably busy. So it's basically quiet here in the Hurts Kingdom. But if you go on X, so let's go on to tell the truth, which is going to hurt y'all. The truth is, the OC search continues. Right? Now, you're probably thinking, what does the OC has to do with... Of course, the OC has everything to do. What up, Big Zay? What up, Rashid? As we all know, the OC has everything to do with the king. Okay, that's one of the reasons, because I want to talk OC with you guys. Another reason, 94 WIP and the media and half our fan base and everybody is at it again. All right? Because according to the media, 94 WIP, fans, even our own fans, I'm not going to play 94 WIP because my ear's going to bleed. They think that the reason that Mike McDaniel, who is going to be an OC for the Chargers, for that Rock the Artist, they think the reason Brian Daboll, who might be working for the Bills, head coach of the Tennessee Titans, the reason those two ain't coming or it's not an attractive job here in Philly, they blame it on him. They don't blame Nick Sirianni. They don't blame the people that threw eggs at Kevin Patullo's house, right? They blame him. The one with the Love Hurts shirt on. They blame him. The one with the football in his hand and the Love Hurts hoodie. Yeah. Oh, it ain't just not Diana Rossini. It's on 94 WIP. Half the fan base believe it. And I don't understand. You see, guys, I was planning to do the Cool Cat podcast today to talk about the OC. Right? That's what I was planning to do. There was no plans on the Jalen freaking Hurts podcast until Sunday. And then Diana Rossini, the 94 WIP, half our own fan base can't keep Jalen's name or his you know what out of his mouth, out of their mouth. So let's break all this down, right? Let's break this down. Anyone's a better option than Kevin Patullo. I'll say that much. I need to do some studying, though, because I want the best guy for the job. So let's break down some facts that most people won't even talk about. You see, that's people's problem. Exactly. So let's break it down. There you go. So Mike McDaniel, right? He's not here. I think it's because of Nick. It ain't because of Jalen, Mike Green. That's the thing. Because ask yourself this. You got Jalen, AJ, Devontae, Saquon, Goddard, the best offensive line in the game. I think it's because of Nick Sirianni and because some people don't want to play in Philly because the fans are the meanest and the blah, 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 blah. I think it's Nick not taking control, wanting to give control up. I think people scared because the fans are. First of all, don't be blaming us. Like, blame those kids who threw eggs at your house. I just think it's Nick. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are. I don't think it's them. I just think it's Nick Klingon. It depends on Brian Daboll. Again, we don't know if he's going to sign nowhere or not. We don't know. Right? But instead, think about this. I'm not mad if you criticize him. I mean, me and Mike go back and forth when it comes to Jalen. And I don't mind you criticizing him. I mean, it's a healthy back and forth with me and Mike, and that's why I rock with him. But the thing I get aggravated with is you question the guy's character. You question this guy's character. Like, think about it. Lincoln Riley, right? He was coach in Alabama. Lincoln Riley. He was coach in Oklahoma. His dad is a coach. You don't think this guy don't want to be coached up? Like he wanted to be coached up in Alabama, Oklahoma. Like you don't think he coached up? And when he had, yeah, man, that Chip Kelly thing was nonsense, Mike. I'll agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. But think about it. When Shane Steichen was here, Super Bowl. When Kellen Moore was here, Super Bowl. I didn't hear a thing. But when Nick Sirianni signs in-house, that's my one problem. What up, William? That's my one problem with Nick Sirianni. When you hire in-house. If you would have kept Kellen Moore or did your search after the Super Bowl, none of this would have happened. But you signed in-house. Brian Johnson, 50-50 on him. 50-50. Okay? Kevin Patullo, that's my only issue with Nick Sirianni. You hire in-house. Shane Steichen worked for Jalen. Kellen Moore worked for Jalen. I think. Let me see. Let me see. Right. Who doesn't want, like, Jalen wants to be coached up. Like, again, Alabama, Oklahoma, his dad's the coach. Right. Like, I don't understand. Stop questioning the man's character. I'm okay if you criticize him. But don't question his character. Don't question and say he don't want to get coached up. What? What's funny to me is people think the reason is Jalen. How about you blame those kids who threw eggs at Kevin Patullo's house? How about that? I'm not even going to play 94 in WIP because my ear's going to bleed. Right. And Jalen said right after the parade about Kevin Patullo that this was going to be a bad idea. No one wanted to listen to him. Hell, I'll be 1,000%. I didn't even listen because I was still happy about the parade, about the Super Bowl championship. Jalen himself said Kevin Patullo was a bad idea. In his locker before the parade. Or after the parade, whichever one was it. No one listened. Give him an offensive coordinator that will coach him up. Simple. It worked with Kellen Moore and Shane Steichen. Well, sign him to a contract so he won't leave. That's the problem. Sign him to a contract so he won't leave. How about that? Sign him to a deal so he won't leave. Like, come on, man. And I get it. Mike McDaniel going to Justin Herbert is not, look. What up, AK? Let's be real about Justin Herbert. He's a flash in the pan. Like, he goes to the playoffs and don't do nothing. Think about it. Justin Herbert, what has Justin Herbert done? What has Justin Herbert done? And look, I understand why Mike McDaniel wants to go to LA. His family's there, right? His family's in LA. I understand that. I agree with that. If your family's in LA, if your mom and them is LA, take the job. I don't mind that. But then everybody in their mama, Mike McDaniel just happy. Shut up.
Make me dinner. It's just a habit. Every day
Shut up! Hope everything's good with you, AK. All right. Shut up! Even with Harbaugh, what has Justin Herbert done? Right, and this thing with Mike McDaniel and Vic Fangio, wrong. Like, there was no beef with Mike McDaniel and Vic. Right. I understand. This is my thing about the OC. Okay? I got two things about the OC that I want. Number one, I want the OC that will stay here, that won't be looking for a head coaching job. Okay? I don't want you going out to the damn Vikings or no. I want you to remain an offensive coordinator for my Philadelphia Eagles. Okay? I want you here for the long haul. Okay? Right. But yeah, Mike McDaniel don't like the cold weather. And his family is in LA. So he chose the Chargers. But here comes half the thing.
Make me dinner. Just a habit. Every day
Shut up! So that's my first thing. I want an offensive coordinator that will stay here for the long haul. Okay? That's my first choice. That's my first thing. Number two, I want an offensive coordinator that will help this guy get this again. Not just him, AJ, because he's staying, Devontae, Goddard, Shayshawn, the whole offensive line. I want this again. I want an offensive coordinator that not only will stay, but will help us get this again. Simple. Get me and him and the offense back to this. Right. Those are my two criterias for the OC. Stay the long haul and get me back to this moment. Simple. I don't care who the OC is. It could be Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, Dawn, Blue, Steve, Nina, AK, me, you, anybody. Stay for the long haul and get me to this. Right. It's like everybody wants to say,
and the reason the OC ain't coming here is because of Jalen.
Y'all just don't like the kid. I want some people to step forward and say, I insert name don't like Jalen. At least Mike Green does it. Yeah, anybody's better than Patullo. I just want people to come up here and say, I insert name don't like Jalen. If you say that, you'll be respected. Instead of coming up here,
the reason the OC can't come in here is because of Jalen Hurts.
Some of y'all fans, some of y'all, man, I swear. Some of y'all need help. I'm just saying, some of y'all need help in the worst way possible. Some of y'all need help. I'm just saying. I mean, this guy right here, who is a Commander fan, AJ Brown getting traded. Sirianni's a ish, and no one wants to work with him, and Jalen Hurts his ass. A Commanders fan. Y'all see what I'm talking about? I don't get it, y'all. Like, Jalen is right now hanging with Brady. He's with Brady. What the heck? Why are these people why do they have Jalen Hurts' name in their mouth? They can't just talk about the OC? Why they got Jalen's name in their mouth? Why can't y'all just say OC and just talk about him? Why you gotta have Jalen Hurts' name in your mouth? That's my issue with some of these people out here. Right? We're talking about the offensive coordinator. And then the snap of the fingers, they got Jalen Hurts' name in their mouth. What up? It don't seem like it. Offensive coordinator.
And the reason the offensive coordinator ain't coming here is because the Kevin Harris can't coming.
If they love Jalen, I don't see it. I don't see it. I'm just saying. If they love Jalen, I don't see it. Because how come every time it's like he's with Bree right now? He's with Bree. And on 94 WIP, Emmanuel Acho. It didn't just start with Diana Rossini, and it didn't started with 94 WIP. Speakeasy. Acho was asking the question of why Brian Dable or Mike McDaniel ain't the Eagles' offensive coordinator. And I'm gonna ask y'all a question, right? Who did Emmanuel Acho blame for that? Emmanuel Acho was asking the question why the Mike McDaniel or Brian Dable ain't the OC for the Eagles. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I know y'all gonna get this right. Who do you think Emmanuel Acho said the reason was? Who did Emmanuel Acho blame for the reason the Mike McDaniel or Brian Daboll ain't the new OC? Who do you think they blame? They didn't blame. I'm gonna ask y'all again, because we got one person who said it. So 94 WIP, Diana Rossini, and Emmanuel Acho all said one name. And y'all telling me he ain't the most hated quarterback in the NFL. Y'all think it's Dak Prescott. No, it's Jalen. It's Jalen. It's Jalen, and it's not even close. Jalen Hurts is the most hated quarterback because they got his name in his mouth. That man is with Bree Burrow right now, and they got that man's name in his mouth. He's with Bree, and they got his name in his mouth. He can't spend one day with that woman without 94 WIP talking about him, without Emmanuel Acho talking about him, without Diana Rossini talking about him. God! No, it won't, Big Zay. No, it won't. No, it won't. Because as soon as we get OC, what's gonna happen? What happened when we got Kellen Moore? What did they say when we got Kellen Moore? They're going to say,
the pressure is now.
oh, it was quiet. It was quiet. Zay. On especially on Speak with Acho and Shady and Joy and not Chase Daniel, but Greg Jennings. Not Greg. The other guy. What the hell is that guy's name who was on Speak? It was Shady, Joy, Acho, and no, not Care Bear. It was before they changed it to the facility. It was Joy. Acho, Shady, and it wasn't Care Bear, and it wasn't Chase. It was before they changed it to the facility. No, not Trey. He played with Greg Jennings. He played with Greg Jennings. What the hell that guy's name is? James. Thank you, Zach. Yeah. On one of the episodes on Speak, before they changed it to the facility, Emmanuel Acho asked a question. I know, AK, and that's why I'm trying to tell people. It ain't just they all blaming it on one person. Blame those kids who threw eggs at at Kevin Patullo's house. Blame Nick Sirianni. One person, AK? They won't look at those kids. You had kids throwing eggs at Kevin Patullo's house, and they don't even live here. They don't live in Philly. They live in the suburbs. They threw eggs at that man's house. Mike McDaniels want to live in L.A. His family lives there. Brian Dable probably want to go back in Buffalo. But they don't want to talk about that, AK. They want to blame it on one person. I know. I'm just saying, AK. They blame it on one person, but yeah, Nick, kids throwing eggs at Kevin Patullo's house. Really? But blame it on one person, why don't you? It's crazy, AK. I mean that. It's crazy. Yeah, you can say Jalen, but you can say AJ, and you can say Simiani, but they don't say that on 94 WIP. Diana Rossini don't say that. Emmanuel Acho don't say that. Hell, when we got Kellen Moore, one of the topics on Speak before they turned it into the facility, one of the topic was, is there pressure on Jalen? What do you think James Jones' answer was? After we got Saquon, after we got Kellen Moore, we got Saquon, we got Kellen Moore, right? Saquon and Kellen Moore. The question on Speak, before the facility, before Speak Easy, is the pressure now on Jalen? What do you think James Jones said? Yes. Exactly. So when you say, Big Zay, that it's going to be quiet, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't. No, it ain't, Zay. It ain't going to be quiet. Because, Zay, you want to know how I know this? Want to know how I know this, Zay? Because I wouldn't be live right now talking about Jalen. I would be chilling right now. I would be waiting until probably Friday or when they announced the new OC. I would be taking my break. That's why how you did if it was real quiet, say, if they didn't say Jalen Hurts' name one time during all this. Exactly. So yeah, you may think it's quiet. It ain't never gonna be quiet. Because if it was, I wouldn't be up here talking about it. At all. At all. There would be the Jalen freaking Hurts podcast would be getting ready for Sunday. I wouldn't be talking about this. I would be getting ready for Rams and Seahawks. But people had Jalen Hurts' name in their mouth. Talking about the new OC. And now we here. I know. And I got no problem with that, AK, but then they questioned the man's character, saying that he can't get coached up when he was coaching Alabama and Oklahoma and had to deal with, 5 different coordinators? I get it. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Just don't lie and say he can't get coached up. Just don't sit there and say he ain't a good leader when him and A.J. Brown, whether you like it or not, is like this. When him and Devontae Smith is like this. When him and the O-line is like this. When him and Dallas Goedert is like this. Him and Saquon Barkley basically stand next to each other, doing handshakes. Come on now, don't question the man's character. Yeah, criticize him. Heavy is the head that bears the crown. Don't question the man's character. Say he can't get coached up. What? He ain't a good leader. What? But I see him and Saquon Barkley doing handshakes. But he ain't a good leader. Him and A.J. Brown like brothers. Him and Smitty. Oh, my God. Him and Goddard. I bet you. Right. But he ain't got him and the. Oh, come on, man. Don't question the man's character. Exactly. Right.
Acknowledge me!
That's all I'm saying. I get all this criticize. You can criticize him. I'm not saying you don't have to, but don't question the man's character. That's what I'm saying. Don't question the man's character. Saying he can't do. Right. Criticize him, yes. Say he had a bad game, yeah. Don't criticize the man. I mean, don't criticize his character. You know? And that's all I'm saying. Oh, he can't get coached up. He ain't a good leader. How you know? You ain't in the locker room. The person who probably told you that was Nikki, Ricky, Dickie, and Dawn. A bunch of cupcakes. Right. A couple cupcakes told it, probably reported that. A cup of cup. The lunch man probably told him that. That's my issue. Stop lying about his character. You want to question him with his play? Good, okay. But don't come on, y'all. Exactly. But they don't hear you though, Zach. Right. But they don't hear you though. They want to point the finger at one man. They don't hear you though, Zach. They just want to at one guy. You see, that's the problem. They want to point their little finger at one person. Well, what? But Nick, why you hire Kevin Patullo? Why you hire Kevin Patullo, Nick? Why you didn't hire Kevin Patullo, Nick? Come on, Nick. You could have hired Kevin Patullo, Nick. I mean, why you hire Kevin Patullo, Nick? Come on, Nick. But they don't want to hear me, though. They're just going to come up here and point their little fingers at Jalen. Why? Because according to them, it's good for business. But ask Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman how they feel about Jalen. They'll tell you they love him. They love him. They love him. They don't want to hear that. Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, they love him. They love him. They don't want to hear that, though. They love him. But they don't want to hear that, though. They love him. But they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear BS. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. So, I just wanted to come up here and address the BS. Okay? Don't believe everything you hear and read. All right? And Eagles Nation, this is my. Can we be better as a fan base? Let's not come out here, listen to these people criticizing your quarterback. You have the right to do that. They got to shut the hell up. Don't let them question the guy's character. Okay? Let's be better. All right? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to relax. I'm going to see what we're going to do tomorrow for a Bliss Take and Bliss Take Leader Edition. I will see you guys Sunday as me and the King get ready for NFC Championship game. When news break on the King, I will be back. Until then, to the media. Can y'all just, please, I'm like an old man talking to a neighbor. Can y'all keep the volume down? Can y'all give me Seattle. I don't want, Big Zay, if you watched when we did a watch along for Seahawks and for Bears and Rams, there's a guy on TikTok that loves talking bad about everybody and how great LA is. I want Seahawks. Let the Seahawks go to the Super Bowl. Leave the Rams at home. Give me the Seahawks. And to the media, like I said, I'm like an old man. You know. Can y'all just keep Jalen's name out your mouth and let's go on about our business? It would be nice. Keep Jalen's name out your mouth and let's go on about our business. Talk about the OC, not the player. Okay? So me and the King is going to get everything ready for the NFC Championship. Let's go Seahawks, because I refuse for the Rams to be all this Matthew Stafford, blah, 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 blah. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. Please, Lord, let Jalen and Bree have a relaxing offseason. And before you leave, let's get them likes up. Let's get the subscribers up. Let's hit that notification bell. And let's
Acknowledge me!
let's have a nice, peaceful, free Jalen Hurts offseason. Meaning, keep his name out your mouth. Please, keep Jalen Hurts' name out your mouth. And maybe I can go easy on this. Okay? Keep Jalen Hurts' name out your mouth. And maybe, just maybe, the next time we do the Jalen freaking Hurts podcast, it can be about a new OC. It could be about him and Bree. It could be about something else other than me coming up here and going after you fools. Okay? Okay.